There are people in your life right now who have changed your life, and you haven't told them. Not because you don't feel it, not because you're ungrateful, just because you haven't said it out loud. And today, I'm hoping we can fix that.
You're listening to the Houses and Spouses podcast with Ryan Hamilton. Ryan Hamilton is a real estate agent with Good Oak Real Estate and the heart behind the I Do Guru, helping people build strong foundations, both in their homes and in their marriages. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Houses and Spouses podcast with me, Ryan Hamilton, real estate agent with Good Oak Real Estate in the Phoenix and Tucson areas, and wedding officiant at the I Do Guru. This podcast, we talk about houses, relationships, and everything in between, right? We try and keep it real. Some days you're going to hear things like this from me that I've been thinking about that I thought might make a good episode, but it's mainly just me getting it out there, okay? But before we do that, you know how we start every episode. Quick dad joke. I really don't like elevator music, I've decided. It's just bad on so many levels. Like levels, different floors. Okay. Let's get into this one. This is going to be a quick one today, but it might be one of the more important ones. We think a lot of positive things about the people in our lives. We just don't say them all the time. You think your friend is a great dad. You think your spouse has really been holding it down and what's a pretty tough season in their life or your family's life. You respect someone, your coworker, for how they show up at work and show out at work. You appreciate a coach that's had an impact on your kid. You appreciate a fellow parent for whatever they're doing. You appreciate a teacher for reaching your child. You think all of it, but you don't always say it. And most of the time, you assume that they already know that, but they don't. Or at the very least, they don't hear it enough. And everything we talk about today, I am guilty of as well. So I've got 3 points for you. The first one is thinking it doesn't count. Thinking something nice about someone just doesn't land the same as saying it. It just doesn't. That compliment you almost gave, that text message that you almost sent, that moment when you thought, man, they're really doing a good job at whatever, living, raising kids, being there, raising their dog, being a spouse, being a partner, just getting through the day. That stays in your head and it never reaches that person. And here's the bigger part that hits a little bit harder. You don't get credit for almost saying it. Nobody does. So that's point number one. Thinking it doesn't count. Point number two, you're missing the moment. Oftentimes, we're waiting for the right time, which is usually a big event, a birthday, or a big win, or a speech, or a milestone, to say what we feel about this person. And in the meantime, we miss 100 small opportunities that come along the way. To say something real, to acknowledge someone, to make their day, or honestly their week or their month. Because the truth is, most people aren't walking around feeling overappreciated. Like, man, I'm getting too much love, in my life right now. Too much appreciation, too much gratitude is coming my way. People are grinding. They're tired. They're doing their best and wondering, does anybody even notice this? Anybody notice what I'm going through right now or how I'm dealing with this? And you might be the actual person that does notice. And again, you could make their week, their day, their month, but you're quiet. So that's point number two. You are missing the moment by waiting for the big event. Point number three, and if you're a parent like me, this part matters even more. As a dad, I'm constantly trying to figure out how to model the person that I want my kids to be, or if that makes sense. I don't always succeed. Being a dad is the hardest thing in my life. It is what it is. But I will tell you this, your kids are learning how to treat people by watching you. My kids are learning it by watching me. They're not going off of what we tell them, the golden rule and this and that. They're going by what we show them, okay? So, do they see you encouraging people? Do they hear you speak positively about other people? Do they watch you go out of your way to recognize someone at dinner if you've had great service? Do they see you call the manager over or go up to the manager to say, hey, our server tonight was fantastic. They really made our experience next level. Or do they mostly hear you criticize? or be sarcastic about people, or nothing, or do they mostly hear silence, which is also loud? And again, guilty of all these things. Because if we want our kids to grow up and be people that build other people up, we have to show them that. We have to lead by example. We have to model that in real time, every day. So here's what I want you to do today. And I'm going to do it too. I'm going to do it on this podcast right now. Not tomorrow. I don't want you to do it next week. I want you to do it today. As soon as this is done, think of one person, pick up your phone, send a text message to that person, just letting them know that you appreciate them and give them a small example of why. Don't overthink it. Send the text, make the call, say it out loud, be specific. Hey, I just wanted you to know I can see that you're kicking ass raising your kiddos. I know it's hard right now. Keep doing it. Hey, I've been thinking about you, and I really appreciate how you've shown up for me over the past few months, whether it's a shoulder to cry on, someone to bounce ideas across, whatever it is. Hey, you've made a bigger impact than you probably realize on my life, because when I was in high school, you were my business teacher, and the lessons that you taught me in school and also in life are still within me right now. And that is a direct shout out to my high school business teacher, Mrs. Tina Goodvagen, who I'm going to send this episode to and make sure that she hears me say it. I've told her before, though. I've told her maybe not plenty of times, but I've let her know over the years. And I don't do it enough with everyone else in my life as well. But Mrs. G, I appreciate you. Thank you for the impact that you've had on me from the time that I met you in high school up until now. I am part of the person that I am today largely because of your contributions as a teacher, as a role model, and as a human. So thank you very much. That's it, though. You may not have a podcast that you can express it on, but you've got a phone. I know you've got a phone, and you've got a text message, you've got an email, and you can call, and you might be having dinner with somebody the next night, and you can tell them then as well. And it doesn't have to be a production. Because at the end of the day, thinking those thoughts doesn't count. Waiting for the right moment usually means that you're missing the opportunity and the moment that's right in front of you. And your kids are always watching how you treat people. So we've got to model the behavior that we want to see. If we're going to create this next generation of people that are building people up, we've got to do it ourselves as well. So say it. Say it out loud. And finally, if this hit for you, there's probably a good chance it might hit for somebody else as well. So feel free to share this episode with them. It's a short one. And as always, if you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling a home, or if you've got a wedding coming up and you need someone to help make that ceremony personal and meaningful, I'd love to help. That's what I'm here for. Thank you for being here on another episode of the Houses and Spouses podcast with Ryan Hamilton. We will see you on the next one.
This has been the Houses and Spouses podcast with Ryan Hamilton. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with someone who needs it. For real estate help or a wedding ceremony crafted with care, connect with Ryan online. See you next week.